Welcome to the Chemistry Live channel. So today we are discussing the second part of disconnection approach, which is the how to choose the guideline, or we can say how we disconnect the compound. So there is some proper guidelines and we have followed the guideline and we did the disconnection according to the guideline. So let's begin with that. So here there is a guideline 1. The disconnection must be a real and workable reaction. So whenever you disconnect something, it should be a real and it's workable reaction. The sentence, the workable reaction mean to say when you synthesize it, the starting material should be easily available. So for every disconnection, we must have a real and workable reaction in mind for the affecting the corresponding reconnection during the actual forward synthesis in the targeted molecule. So to understand the stuff in better manner, we have to look at its following example. The example is the 4-nitrobenzamide. So how we disconnect it? First, we will check it here, that manner, that side, a disconnection from this side, and this path B, and then is a 4-nitroamide we get. We disconnect that one then, and we'll get the cation. So anion and cation, the synthons we will get from the disconnection. In the other side, if we disconnect from the path A, this is the path A. So what should we get? We get the methylenium ion and we get the amide ion. So basically from the two, if we look carefully, then this is quite possible to get the synthons. That synthon is quite possible because the synthetic equivalent of the synthon is very easy to get. So here we will see, here if we use a benzyl chloride, and if here we use aniline compound or aniline contained compound or NH2 contained compound, it is very easy that reaction to get in. So here just we add like base to abstract the proton and HCl remove, and we will get our product back, which is N2,6-diphenyl 4-nitrobenzene. It is very simple according to guideline 1. What I want to say, that is all the stuff is here in the written portion. There is a path a disconnection by CN bond and path B disconnection by this bond because of nucleophilic attack of the aromatic ring. Now we will choose the guideline 2. So for the compound containing two parts joined by the heteroatom disconnects next to the heteroatom. So what is the guideline 2? The guideline 2 is when compound contain joined with the two parts. Okay, one is a heteroatom, one is a non-heteroatom. So that you must to have disconnect from the heteroatom portion. That guideline is for ester, ether, amide, acetal, sulfide, and so on, because the reaction are often prepared by the substitution reaction. Now we will deal with the retrosynthesis of chlorobenzide. So where the chlorobenzide is used, it's used as a acaricide or to kill the ticks and mites. So here there is the step 1, like our targeted molecule. In the targeted molecule, we can disconnect next to the heteroatom. That is the next to the heteroatom, if we will disconnect. So what happened? We will get sulfide anion or thiolate anion, thiolate, and there is a methylenium or methyl cation. We can suggest a disconnection can be done next to the sulfur atom and using the guideline 1. So we very well know the guideline 1. Must disconnect the alkyl side, not the aryl side. What we discuss in a guideline 1, we must disconnect to the alkyl chain, not to the aryl chain. Now we suggest a synthetic equivalent of correspond to synthons, and on suggesting synthetic scheme of the chlorobenzide. So that is synthetic equivalents like 4-chlorobenzthiol and 1,chloro-4-chloromethylbenzene. That is suggest synthesis. Now we can suggest synthesis according to that the synthetic scheme, which is benzthiol you are using and then chloromethylbenzene you are using. In the presence of base, you will get the compound. Here it is not predicted which base, because generally we are used sodium ethoxide in ethanol. Actually there is carried out in the reaction, but it's just idea about the deprotonate the thiol. So any kind of base we can use it. In a guideline 3, it consider a alter disconnection and choose a route that avoid chemoselectivity problem. This can be done by disconnecting more reactive group first. So in that guideline, we have to have disconnect a more reactive group first. Let's see. Action in which one functional group within the molecule react livingly, potentially reactive other than the functional group, and unaltered is called chemoselective reaction. So we have to idea what is a chemoselective reaction, what is chemoselectivity. Such reaction, such phenomenon is called chemoselectivity. The following compound is an intermediate in the synthesis of potential anti-obesity drug with amine and ether group. It requires a several disconnection to take back the available starting material. There is a 4 reasonable way to disconnect this one. One at the side of A and B, another is the side of C and D. So what is the side? We will look at the next slide. See here. There is our compound, which is the intermediate compound. There is a side A, path A we have to choose. If we disconnect this path A, we will get two, cation and anion both. So again, if we disconnect the path B, which is the aryl side, this is also alkyl side, this is aryl side. So path B, if we disconnect it, we will get the ethylenium cation and phenyl benzoate or phenolate anion. If we disconnect the side C or path C, which is CN disconnection, and if we go to the CN disconnection, then we will get this benzyl amine and that another stuff, another cation. And the last, the CN disconnection, there is we get phenylenium ion, cation and anion. So that whole from the all this type, if we take a look, deeper look, then this is very easy to get. So now what we did, we'll take a look closer about to disconnect that step, to disconnect that part, because this part is the another disconnection from here we have to make to get our starting material. So we have to choose both A and B, cause the problem to avoid the hard chemoselectivity as with the hard alkylate phenolate ion, basis, anatom and CNT appears with a better next connection. To avoid the such kind of chemoselectivity problem, like this is more reactive group should be introduced in the synthesis, it means they should be disconnect first. So this guideline help to the get a next retrosynthesis step. Disconnection of C gave compound which have either the might be disconnection further by this E and F. So we can take a look that. So here there is the disconnection portion, we will meet there. So here we can disconnect it, path E, and there is another disconnection path F. Now we can take a closer look what is the path E and what is the path. So if here we can disconnect, if we follow path E, then we can get this product. Okay, phenyl cation and then is Br. It's a synthetic equivalent. So now again we disconnect the CO path F, disconnect again and we get a phenol, hydroxyphenol and phenyl, selenium ion. So it is good to get. So disconnection E require alkylation of the compound is itself an alkylic agent. Disconnection of F is much more satisfactory and leads to the compound that easily disconnect by 4-hydroxyphenol and 1,2-bromomethane. So using the guideline 3, it can be said that it is the best to disconnect the bromoethyl group before the benzyl group, because bromoethyl groups are more reactive and more likely to cause the chemoselectivity problem. That is the compound. Actual disconnection is what? First we disconnect the CN path from here, then we will get this compound like the having the cation at ethylenium cation and benzylamide, the synthetic equivalent of that one. Again we disconnect this one and we get bromoethane, bromoethanium ion and hydroxyphenolate. So that hydroxyphenolate part again disconnect, we will get phenolate, hydroxyquinone or para-hydroxyphenol and methylenium cation or methyl cation, phenyl methyl cation or something. So basically the suggested synthesis for that is like we have used hydroquinone to methyl benzene, we will get 4-benzyl phenol, react with dibromoethane in the presence of base, we will get the ethoxybromobenzene. The phenylmethylamine add and again react and we will get the compound which is the aniline. That is our actual synthesis. So thank you guys for watching. If you have doubts, just let me know in comment section. And in the next our video, we discuss about one group CX disconnection, which is important part of that complete disconnection portion. So stay tuned and let's meet in the next video.